Excuse me, do you have an appointment? This is for NEVERWORNS and Highsnobiety only. You don't? Okay, I gotta go. See you later. Bye. Hello everyone, my name is Liana and I'm the host of NEVERWORNS, a show in which I talk to very incredible, stylish people about the clothes they just haven't given enough love to. And today I am with none other than Highsnobiety Editor-in-Chief, Willa Bennett. It's right here.
Yes, hello, my name is Willa Bennett. Yes, it's true. Welcome to the Highsnobiety office. What do you think? What do you think? Liana's a celebrity appearance today. She has written 3 cover stories for us. Donatella Versace.
Donatella Versace, love her. Glenn Martins, love him. And our latest is, me? Marc Jacobs. Which
Incredible, incredible. Came out today, check it out. Did an amazing job. Do you want to give us like 5-second teaser of like something surprising about it?
Well, I love, this guy is like on a different spiritual plane. The amount of zen that Marc has, especially through his nails, he's like approaching life more carefully, more thoughtfully. Like, I'm like, should I get a major manicure? I don't know. Should I get tips?
Let me see your nails.
I don't look at them. Too bad. We didn't have glam
Show
on this
us
shoot.
the nails. Show us the
did not do glam. But listen, I'm super excited because I love your outfits. I remember when I first met you at GQ and you were walking around Condé Nast.
Probably wearing this.
With the tie. Everyone knew Willa because she was wearing ties. Didn't I profile you for Vogue about the ties?
You can edit in there. But basically, Liana walks up to me and goes, "What's your deal? Why do you wear ties all the time?" And basically, it was love at first sight.
See, that's called a journalist. I was doing journalist things.
Basically, we shared a floor. It was like Vogue and GQ. I think they probably still do. And Liana was on the Vogue side. I was on the GQ side. And she basically clocked that I had a uniform and would wear the same thing every day and very quickly approached me. And she ended up writing an article. It talked about how I owned over 100 ties. And we were basically friends since.
That's true.
I went to her wedding.
Yeah, that was like the hottest ticket in town.
True.
You can't request that. Not like a fashion show, guys. It has to be a personal invite.
It was basically amazing. It was almost a year ago.
I'll invite you to the second one. Don't worry. Okay, Willa, but I love your style. I'm excited to go through your clothes.
Cool.
And through your clothes, we're gonna learn a little bit more about this amazing editor-in-chief, who I have to say, you are really redefining modern magazines and
Thank
media.
you.
I think so. Whenever I read something interesting, I'm like, oh, Highsnobiety, Byline, Liana Satin. No, I'm just kidding. It's not always me. It's other people too. But like, I really love, honestly, what you're doing. So
okay, so my NEVERWORNS.
We should start with a Marc piece.
Love. So I have 3 Marc pieces in my NEVERWORNS. I love how he's this designer that wears other designers.
Oh yeah, I talked about that.
Yeah, you did. He showed up to set and he was wearing like cactus plant shoes and a Balenciaga tracksuit, and I was just like, that's so cool. Like, he was not wearing a touch of Marc Jacobs. So I've always really admired that about him. Great personal style. He really knows who he is. So my Marc Jacobs pieces, this tie, I really only wear it because it's for special occasions, but it is a Marc Jacobs piece. It's vintage, got it at a vintage store, and I think the only reason I don't wear it more is just it is a statement. I feel like you can't wear something like this every day.
So how often do you wear it?
I've worn it twice.
Oh, see, Willa should do tie lessons. Don't hit the mic. Sarah's gonna kill us, she's gonna hate it. Just kidding,
But basically, it would look amazing on you, is the moral of the story.
Oh, thanks. Should I wear this for the full thing to make it a kind of worn? Okay, nice. I guess this is just...
I've never...
Cover up that cleavage, please. That was a joke, everyone, because
it looks great.
There.
Okay, but it looks amazing on you.
Oh.
I do love that it's like a skinny tie, I will say, and I love the color, but it just, it's a statement piece. You can't wear this every day. That'd be crazy.
Wait, okay, can we get a little bit more into your ties? Because I see here you have, is this one fully vintage? What is this one?
No, this one's interesting. So I had this around the time that we were becoming friends. I was really just like loving ties. I was collecting them. People started gifting them to me, and so my collection grew really quickly. And I became kind of like so in it that I was like, why don't I try making my perfect tie? So I actually made this. The branding is WB.
Willa Bennett.
And I only made one, but I am going to release them one day. I don't know when, where, or how, but this is like my dream tie. I love that it's corduroy. It's like, I actually wore it in the Vogue article you wrote. So I found it this morning and I was like, wow, this is the truest of the true Neverworns.
And what about the Drees?
This one, Mag, from one of my friends from GQ, he gave this to me on my last day.
Aww.
It's Drees. I wore it. I know, I wore it on my first day at High Snob, and it's just so sacred to me. I honestly like can't touch it. It's too emotional. He just means so much to me, and it was such a great gift.
Oh, it looks fab. Wait, okay, but tell me also about your trajectory into tie wearing, because you're known around town as the tie girl.
Around town, the big town. Yeah, I grew up in LA. I was a ballet dancer, which we'll get into. But basically, I knew I was queer. I didn't really know how to express it, and I felt like wearing menswear was such an avenue to explore that, and it felt really safe in me. And so that was the beginning of it. It was I was kind of juxtaposing this hyper feminine ballet world that I was existing in and operating in. People like Liana started noticing and writing about it, and this is honestly my uniform. Wearing different things make you feel a different way, and I think it was such a interesting contrast going from men's fashion to ballet all day. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to this Neverworn. These are literally my ballet shoes from high school.
Can you still do the
I would literally never wear them. You could not pay me to put them on.
Wait, but can you do the tippy toe thing?
I mean, I used to be.
Can you stand on your tippy toes?
That's literally fake.
Oh, I thought it was this whole time. I was thinking it was a real thing.
You want to try them on?
Me? No, what size are you?
7.
No, I'm an 8. No way, I can't do that. But I have a question.
That's convenient.
Lucked out. How did you get into dance?
I don't know, it just came naturally to me in high school, and then I started going to this ballet school, and I kind of saw it. It just was a way to express myself. It was writing, dance. I couldn't not express myself and have opinions, and that was kind of how I channeled it. And it honestly was a very positive experience because I never really wanted to do professionally, so it was just something I loved, and there was no, it was truly just something I really loved. And honestly, it kept me super motivated. It kept me super busy. It gave structure to my day. I pretty much only danced all of high school.
Do you think that sort of structure has helped you later in life? For example, organization?
Definitely. I think about dance all the time. All the time.
Just wake up, you have to be there, you have to perform. You have to put on a face even when you don't want to.
Yeah, you're in a suit and tie every single morning at Highsnobiety, 7 a.m. I'm kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
Imagine.
Couldn't pay me. Well, depends per price. Okay, what is this hat?
Okay, this hat, I love this hat. Okay, I got this when I was in Shanghai for Balenciaga. I love it. It says Star 28, and the one next to it said Sky 29. And I was I need both. So I bought both, but this is the one that I've never worn because it's just so wild.
I think it looks great on you.
Thank you.
Because you did social at...
We're progressively...
Styled by Willa.
I did great.
You did great. This actually is very me. It's very Russian trash. Because you're at GQ, you're doing social, and then all of a sudden you're at Highsnobiety and you're editor-in-chief. How did you take in all of these responsibilities? How did you handle it? Because one day you're doing social and then you're off in Shanghai at Balenciaga.
There was some time in between these two events, but I think they're all the same. It's the same mission is let's make the coolest fucking magazine in the world. Mm-hmm. And it's just not more complicated than that, to be honest.
That's it, we're done. We don't need to say anything else.
All right.
Finish with the show. Goodbye. Walk off.
Always really, you're like this too. I've always honestly had the same voice at all these places. The way I would go into an interview with Noah Beck at GQ is honestly how I approach my first cover at High Snob. Which brings me to my next Neverworn. This is something I will truly never wear or open or touch. This is a gift from Billie Eilish. So basically, my first cover was Billie, and if you read it, which you should, it basically talks about how I showed up to the interview and we're wearing the same thing.
What were you guys wearing?
Honestly, a version of this, I'm gonna be honest. Pretty much, I wasn't wearing a tie, but we were both wearing striped button-ups with baggy pants and this blazer actually. And she made a joke and she was and we kind of smell the same too, and she sprays me with perfume. And so when the article came out, she sent me the perfume that she was wearing so that we could smell the same.
It's really cute.
I know, I love her, but I will like literally never open this. It came out before, now obviously I think you can buy this online, but it's just too special.
What are your tips for interviewing celebs?
Just be yourself. I know that's such stupid advice, but like,
Damn.
whenever I talk to writers, whenever I talk,
Just kidding. That was more about me, not you.
whenever I talk to writers, you included, like when we were going back and forth about Marc Jacobs, we were leaving each other voice memos. I'm always like, ask like the random questions, like have you ever been in love? Like, what's your personal style? What brands do you hate? Like, you have to get to the essence of a person. It's not just about like some press spiel. And I think that is something that you can tell in all my different profiles, even at different publications. Like, I think I just really go in and I'm like really trying to understand the person, and I think they remember that too.
Wait, where'd you go to school?
Went to Sarah Lawrence College.
Oh, yeah, I figured. Okay, what's next, Never Worn?
Not Liana being homophobic. Speaking of Liana being homophobic, this is something I found. This is on the 25th floor of where we used to work, and I love it. I honestly, I do sometimes wear it to bed.
Can you explain to us what it means?
I just think it never came out. Like, I'm literally think I'm not supposed to have this, is why it's a never worn. But yeah, it's basically like, it's old them merch. I don't know if it came out or not, but I love it. I will literally have this forever. I think it's just like genius. Would you wear this?
Depends what event.
Okay, this next one, speaking of things that never came out, I went to the Olivia Rodrigo concert. This is driver's license, so not this recent press tour, and someone was selling it. It was like literally like, I think he told me he was 13 years old. He was making his own Olivia Rodrigo merch, and I paid $85 for this.
What? It was like a cute story.
You have to support the youth.
It looks really good. It looks like an old Sublime t-shirt or something.
But he told me not to wash it because he was like, I just tie-dyed this last night. So I think, because if you wash tie-dye, pro tip, it will like bleed into your other clothes. So I've never washed it, and that's why I've never worn it. I've never worn it. It possibly couldn't smell bad, but isn't it? It's like a...
It's a very good t-shirt.
I asked him the inspiration, and he said he liked collecting Deadhead merch.
That's pretty cool for a 13-year-old.
Do you see it? I don't quite see it. Okay, this is another thing I spent a ridiculous amount of money on.
I love this though. But have you worn it?
I've never worn it, and I paid full price, so just do the math. The reason I never worn it is the bottom like always looks dirty.
It's made to look like that.
I know. There's really no science to this. I just have never worn it. I was like on my way here, and I was like, I should wear it. It's so cool.
How do you make a decision about who's going to be on the cover?
Isn't that a good question? You better get in there if you want to know.
No, but really, like, what are the conversations that you have?
We have a bunch of brainstorms, lots of screaming and passion slacks, and then we eventually land on somewhere together. But all of them honestly have different paths. You know, Billy was like a more personal one. Central C was like, you know, we were so early. It was his first real big editorial. So I was kind of emailing a manager that I think was our age. So,
oh, wow.
You know, New Jeans, Emily booked. Yeah, there's different ones everywhere. A$AP Rocky was like a long booking. We went back and forth. Yeah, Pamela was personal.
What do you mean when you say personal? What do you mean?
Just like a personal connection. I wrote the story, but also, yeah, it was personal. I remember read the interview.
Click, click. Willa just wants those clicks. Wait, I remember you. We spoke on the phone about that Tory Burch article, right?
The renaissance of Tory Burch, Tory girl #1 over here.
Thank you, that's great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can help me with it.
Now, for Never Worn's Shoe Time, the Willa Bennett edition.
Oh, I need to hold on to you. It's like, oh, my knees. Okay, so we got two.
Okay, yeah,
we
two
got
great shoes.
Kiki, you want to do Kiki's first? Let's do Kiki's.
Yeah, I love my Kikis. I think they're like one of the best shoes ever. I really do love them. I think they are such an iconic shoe, and they really make me feel like I'm Kendall Jenner or Bella, but I will say, like, I'm just not really a heels person. Are you?
I like a little heel. I like a this much patience heel, as you can tell. It's like, it's like literally like 0 inches.
Yeah, I think if I were to wear heels, these would be them. And I also think I would buy them in black if I was like really leaning in. They also have hot pink ones, which I love. You know, I was walking home from work. I live not too far, and there was like a poster. I think it was Kim Kardashian wearing the pink ones, and I was like, I want the pink ones, but I just like don't get enough mileage out of them. I'm not like a heels girl. I don't know.
Wait, so what was the first Marc Jacobs piece that you've ever bought?
Yeah, I used to buy those like gray soft t-shirts that were marked by Marc Jacobs. I think when you were writing the piece, I voice memoed you about this. But basically like there was a store in Melrose and it was Marc Jacobs, and then shared a wall was marked by Marc Jacobs, and they had like affordable trinkets, and they had these like merch t-shirts, and it was like Marc by Marc Jacobs, super soft. And I just like remember being like, this is my first designer piece, so cool. It was like a $15 t-shirt basically.
Well, I think that was like the gateway for a lot of people, Marc by Marc Jacobs.
Yeah.
Everyone was buying these t-shirts, the bags, whatnot, and it was like, I have a piece of the Marc universe.
Totally, and like the keychains, I remember they had condoms, like it was really the gateway to luxury fashion. It was so interesting. And I remember also going, and it was a bunch of young kids. And like you could buy items and it would be like $10.
Marc by Marc needs to have like a archival resurgence. I'm gonna make that happen.
No, I agree.
Maybe after this cover.
No, big ideas, let us do it. But no, also like, you know, I think your creative process is so interesting because in it, I feel like every time you write a piece, you send me these like voice memos about what you're thinking, and it always makes me nostalgic for when I was younger. It's like, yeah, the first Donatella piece I bought on eBay. You know, the first Marc Jacobs, Marc by Marc Jacobs. There were these like little entryways for someone young who was obsessed with fashion and wanted to be in the world and just like couldn't get there.
Yeah, for some background, like how Willa and I work, it's just all voice memos. That's it. Constant voice memos. Just streams of them. Chaotic staccato.
Like I check my phone and it's like Liana 41 texts, and I open them and they're all like 15-second voice memos. It's honestly like a verbal TikTok.
There you go. That's the next thing we're gonna start. We love the Kiki boots. Yum.
Yeah, no, but they really are so iconic. I mean, they make you feel like a supermodel.
I know. I want to.
Do you want to try them on?
But I'm like so paranoid.
Try them.
Okay, I'm gonna put them on with my gross, unpedicured feet.
Another free idea is like to make these with roller skates. I mean, how iconic. Come on, Marc Jacobs, hire me.
Oh my god. Claudia Schiffer.
Also, like, talk about good social
Willa,
media.
I need to hold you.
Okay, here you go.
I'm so scared if I break. Do you guys have insurance here? What if I break my ankle? Can I sue?
I am not responding to that on the record.
Here.
There you go. Cool.
Okay. Here comes the bride. Wait, holding stand. Do you like them?
Okay, let me try the shoelaces. Okay.
Oh.
I bet we should bring these to the fashion team and see what they say. They look good on
I
you.
feel like very tall though.
I know, don't you feel like Kendall
I
Jenner?
must be like 6 foot. Is this what feeling like 6'2" feels like?
Yeah.
Do you have any people who are 6'2" in this place?
Shay.
Oh, thanks.
Isn't this like ASMR?
My fantasies have Willa Bennett on her knees, buckling my shoes. That's what I've always dreamed of.
Okay, come.
Photos.
Come.
Wait, Willa, can you hold my hand?
Yeah. Corinne, you're back. What is your association with these shoes?
It reminds me of when Lady Gaga, when she walked down the runway in whatever year that was, and slaying.
Ariana, what's your association with these shoes?
I love them.
I feel like it's very now. I feel like I see them everywhere and I love them. It's the Diva boot.
Diva boot.
Ooh, that's a good
Good
one.
one. Jake, any feedback?
I feel like Jake is not a fan of me. It's okay. Can't win them all.
I love them. Can I have them?
They're big.
These are mine. They're Willa's. They're her never worn.
Oh, what's in your hands?
Oh, wouldn't you know, the Billie Eilish cover. Have you ever seen anyone like actually wear these out in the wild?
I have. If you can go hang around Soho long enough, there's always some Instagram girlies wearing these. I really do love them. I think they are such an iconic shoe, and they really make me feel like I'm Kendall Jenner or Bella. They're really cool. We love. Is this what you imagine for my Neverworns? Is this, what do you think?
I imagine like a lot of like suit vests.
Yeah, well, I wear all those.
What do you think people assume about your style that like isn't quite true?
I think like you probably, if I could guess, expected a lot of suits, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, the accessories to me are like things that you like interject, and they're not like everyday wears. And so my suits like are very much like a committed uniform that I revisit often, and accessories kind of come and go by seasons. But yeah, I think a lot of these are just very like too trendy almost sometimes.
Wait, I have a question.
But I'll never get rid of them, make no mistake.
Never getting rid of, especially the Marc Jacobs. We're never getting rid of the Marc Jacobs.
We love Marc Jacobs. Thank you, Marc Jacobs.
We love you. I'm gonna get a manicure. Ooh, don't look.
You're not in your nail era.
I'm not in my nail era. I have a few questions for you actually about the magazine because you've ushered in this whole new vision for it. How would you describe that vision? Like, what are you focusing on? What are you trying to expand?
Yeah, I always say 2005, Highsnobiety was a sneaker blog, amazing website. Our founder, the CEO, was literally just like blogging about things he loved and products he loved. Incredible, and I think over time it became more a fashion magazine, and my goal has been to make it a youth culture platform. So looking at it as one singular experience, whether that be events, whether that be a magazine, whether that be the website, social platforms, of course, all of it is this singular style platform, and it really investigates why we wear why we wear what we wear, why we are this way, why we connected early in our careers about how much we love clothes. Like it really is a community for that, for those types of people.
Ooh, wow.
Cute.
What do you wish, Willa?
I wish that everyone watching this reads the Marc Jacobs piece.
And on that note, on the count of three, we say 1, 2, 3, NEVERWORNS. 1, 2, 3, NEVERWORNS. You're supposed to scream it, girl.
I know. I was trying to embarrass you.
Oh.